What does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner?
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review. And today we're excited to check out Tumblin-Dice, the 2017 edition from Eagle Gryphon Games. This is for 2 to 4 players, taking about 45 minutes to play. That seems really long. And it's for ages 13 plus. And in Tumblin-Dice, you are going to be constructing a tumbling dice board, and then you're going to be rolling dice down that board, hoping to get the most points. It is a very light, simple, family weight game, but is it good? Let's open it up, and I'll tell you what I think. Alright then, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Tumblin-Dice, the 2017 edition. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a different middle part to the video. I'm actually going to put it together so you can see exactly how it works in case you were wondering. So first we got our handy-dandy little rule sheet here. It's one page, double-sided. You'll need it once. You'll probably never need it again because it is a very simple game, and I can teach you how to play once we set this up. But as you can see, everything's going to fit pretty nicely back inside of the box, even though you are going to have to assemble it and disassemble it each time. So I'm just going to put this together, and I'm going to try and talk while I do it so that way we don't have dead air. But it's pretty simple. So you're going to see these little pegs right down here, and you're going to go from the 0 to the 1 to the 2. That's just that simple. So you're going to put these in, and just like that, boom, push it in. Then I'm going to put the peg, because you got these pegs right here on the top part to hold it up. So, peg right there. And the pegs kind of have a nice little snap when they go in there. So next we're going to get to the 2, which once again has some little holes right here. So you will snap those into here. So just like that. And then last but not least, once again, you guessed it, there's little holes right here. And you're going to do the same as well. And boom. And we got 2 larger holes right here, which is where you're going to put the 2 remaining pegs that you have. So boom. And just like that, in less than about 2 minutes, and even doing it on camera, the game is set up. Oh no. Pulled too hard on this part. Okay, so once again, just like that, the game is set up. So that's going to be your setup right there. Very simple. And we'll set it up and I'll show you how to play the game. Now before we get started, I want to mention that they give you some extra components. So huge, big ups to Eagle Gryphon Games for including these. So very happy they did that in case they get lost. But each player is going to select a color of dice. And you're going to get 16 dice included with the game. Obviously, if you have more dice, then you can play with more players, and we have tried that, and it works perfectly fine, even though it does get a little bit more hectic. So, I'll be blue, and I'll show you how it works. So, you are going to go to this end right here, and you can roll like so. You can slide it down. You can do any number of ways to get it down. It says that you can like flick it, you can roll it. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to get it to go as low as possible. So, how it works is, if you get it down here, you're going to get 4 times whatever the face on your die is. So for instance, if that were to happen, that would be worth 4 points at the end of the round. But along the way, somebody might knock me out like that. So that's the crux of the game. So let's just see how I do here. Terrible, terrible, oh my gosh, absolutely terrible. So this round, I would have finished with 0 points. But luckily, you go over the course of 4 rounds. And at the beginning of each round, whoever has the most points is going to be the person to go first, because going last actually gives you kind of an advantage, because then you'll be able to see exactly how the board is and knock people out of the way. And there you go. But that's what you're going to be doing inside of Tumblin-Dice. Alrighty then, Tumblin-Dice, the 2017 edition from Eagle Gryphon Games. What are my final thoughts? Let's go over the pros, let's go over the cons, but honestly, are you still here? Go buy this. It's fantastic. But let's be non-biased here. Actually, I'm a reviewer. I guess I should be biased. Let's start talking about the pros and cons. So first, on the con side, obviously this is a very light, simple, luck-driven game. I mean, this is all 100% light, simple luck. I mean, yes, there's some strategies. Maybe you try and block the board a little bit so other people will knock you down later in the round, but for the most part, this is all 100% luck-driven. Another con that I want to mention is the box is way off. It says ages, I think, 13, 14 plus. It'll take about 45 minutes to play. That's poppycock. This game should take you like 20 to 30 minutes tops, and I played this with a 5-year-old. Now, obviously, they're not going to be able to do their own multiplication for the most part, but this is a quintessential family game. Do not let the box time length and age restriction scare you off from that. But really, honestly, if you go into this knowing that A, you're going to have to assemble it each time, but the assembly, as you saw, was really simple, and B, it's a very light, simple, luck-driven game, Tumblin-Dice is outstanding. Moving on to the pros, I love Tumblin-Dice, and I'm going to keep this game for as long as I have games. Even if I got rid of all my games, even if I was like, you know what, I'm done playing any hobby games, I would still keep this game because it's going to be what I call a heirloom game. And I've only had one other game that I've called an heirloom game, and that was Crokinole from Mayday Games. What I mean by that is this is the kind of game that you're not just going to get rid of. You're going to want to give this to someone in your family because the memories that you are going to make playing this game at family get-togethers is going to make it so this is the kind of game that people are like, did you bring that? Did you bring that? Did you bring that? And let me tell you, Tumblin-Dice fits that bill oh so perfectly. My family's obsessed with this game right now. And everyone I've played this game with has enjoyed it. So what's great about this game? First and foremost, anybody can play. If you have hands and you can roll dice, you can play this game, which it's not going to scare anybody off. It has a great table presence. It's very nicely constructed. It feels like it's this nice kind of wood. It's easy to assemble, both when you first get the game and also each and every time you put it in there. It fits nice and snugly back into the box, which was something I was very concerned about. I was worried, like, how am I going to store this thing? I'm pretty sure I'm not going to want to take it apart once I'm done with the game. But that being said, it's very easy to put back in the box, which is another thing that I love Crokinole. I'm a big fan of Crokinole, but that is a huge board, and you have to have space to store that, whereas this, this is a large box, but it's much easier to store, and it's much easier to carry with you. Also, on the pro side, there's numerous different ways to manipulate this game to make it a little bit more to make it different. You can obviously get 4 white dice and you can have 5 players, or you can get crazy and you can have like a D20 you mix in there. Like we play a different version of the game where whoever's in last place at the end of the game gets 1 additional die, and it's like a D8 or something like that, but they have to roll it first. And that just adds really cool element to the game, and this is a really fun game to modify. And just in the end, Tumblin-Dice is freaking outstanding. Go pick it up. Components are nice. The dice are perfectly serviceable. They're bright, they're colorful, they're vivid, which is nice. The board's easy to assemble. It looks good. Great table presence. And this is the quintessential family game. I'm talking about you have Christmas, you have Thanksgiving, you have New Year's, whatever, Chinese New Year, whatever holiday you celebrate. If you bust this out with your family, it's going to go over like gangbusters. But at the same time, this is a fantastic party game. This is a fantastic children's game. This is a fantastic just everything game, aside from obviously a game night game. But that being said, I still could see this going over well after a big brain burning game or as a light filler weight game for while you're waiting for people to arrive. In the end, if you could not tell, Tumblin-Dice is spectacular. Slap a Bauer's Best seal on it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm so glad it's mine, and it's never going to leave my collection. That is Tumblin-Dice, the 2017 edition from Eagle Giffen Games. If you like having fun, you probably want to get this game. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below in the comments below. Let me know, what is your favorite just pure fun game? A game that, it's not about the strategy.